Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play and earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about card prices in Splinterlands, talk a little bit about an idea that we talked about on a recent Twitch stream, and just kind of get caught up with all things Splinterlands here. So just real quick, as an introduction to this video, the preface for this conversation was people on stream noticing that wild card values had dropped significantly. And we did some analysis. You can see here in this screenshot that there's a lot of meta cards that have dropped in the last 180 days alone, in many cases much greater than 50% in pricing. Things like Kitty, Valnamore, Scarred Llama Mage, Kron, just some examples of, subset of data you can go on, your favorite website like Peak Monsters or Monster Market or what have you, and see the trends. And just in the last 6 months, these card prices have dropped pretty precipitously. And that's, I would say in the last 6 months, we've been in a crypto bull market, right? I mean, that's pretty much a given. And for card prices for these types of meta cards in a game like Splinterlands to drop more than 50% in a lot of cases, that's not great. So we know what the symptoms are, right? The card prices are falling. It's because, well, in many cases, there's just a significant increase in new cards coming out. We've got new Conclave Arcana cards, we've got new voucher cards, we've got new reward cards coming, we've got a mini set coming, so increased card selection and quantities and options definitely dilute value over time, in theory, without any additional changes to the game. At the same time, I mean, we've just seen basically any time a card set hits the wild league, the values just fall off a cliff. So there's definitely something broken in that aspect of the game. Is it because, there's just so many players or bots in wild basically draining reward pools, making reward pool or reward earnings potential so much less in wild? Is the problem the split of the leagues? Is the problems that we allow bots in the game still that siphon rewards at a high rate with little activity or engagement or stickiness in the game? These are all things that can be debated, but one of the things that I wanted to specifically talk about in this video and share a clip from a stream we had on Twitch was talking about how we can do things in the game to add value, add utility, and help with these falling card prices for cards that should be very, very strong and are very, very strong, but have continually dropping value. How do we add value back to those cards in the game in modes that make sense? So we'll hop into the Twitch clip here in just a moment, but before we do that, just a quick plug here. Please, join the Twitch streams from Splinterlands streamers. We're doing glint airdrops for those that are watching Splinterlands streams from the Twitch drops, which I'll leave a link in the video description below on how to activate those. Link your Twitch account to your Splinterlands account and be eligible for those glint drops by watching Splinterlands streams. And definitely join us on the Splinterlands streams, either my stream or other streamers on Twitch or on YouTube, because right now we're giving away the Arena Fanatic, an exclusive promo card that's only available to those people participating and watching Splinterlands streams. So check it out. And yeah, as After Sound would say, we appreciate the support. So let's hop into the Twitch clip and talk about an idea that might add some value here to wild cards like that we're seeing here in this picture that have been declining in value pretty steadily here. So on our previous stream, we had talked about kind of the lack of card value when cards rotate into wild, and how there's not really a reason for people to hang on to or value some of the meta wild cards. If you don't play wild or you don't play survival, there's just no reason to hold on to those cards. You can just sell them, dump them to people. And because of that, people are, not holding on to things. Like, people sold off Chaos Legion, people are going to sell off Rebellion, and one of the things that could be done with pretty much zero coding required. Now, zero is a little bit false. It might take an hour of coding, but very, very little coding required. A way that you could make it so that wild meta cards have value, especially for the top players at a league level, is a simple rules change, really. If you look at the rule sets here, you could just make a rule set. You can call it Warp Storm, anything goes. You can call it whatever you want, but basically all it does is a random rule set that when it appears, there's no restrictions on cards to use in Modern. So it'd be a Modern only rule set that basically lets you use wild cards for that battle. That's all you need to do to add an instant boost to cards for the top level players, which is meaningful because they're the players that are, buying a lot of cards. And it would, make them basically hold wild cards on a account that may normally just play Modern. So it's not a big change at all, really. But I think it would be an instant boost to the value of wild cards. So yeah, basically just make a rule set, randomly can appear, just like this Earthquake rule set, and it just unlocks wild cards for that battle. And if you got them, you can use them. If you don't got them, well, you don't get to use them, but, try and win with your Modern cards. It's just a nice little boost to those who have the cards on the account. And if the rule set pops up, you get an extra win, more than likely, if you have those cards available. So it's not anything fancy. It doesn't break Modern. It appears every so often, and when it appears, you might be in good shape. So, Hank likes the idea. Jagged likes it too. The Ancient Relics battle condition? Sure, yeah. I don't care what you call it. I mean, just put it in the game and add some spice back into Modern and encourage people to keep some wild meta cards on the account, rather than shipping them off to like a survival account or land or whatever. Could be a nice little spicy twist to inject some life into the wild card market and card values. It doesn't cost the team anything, yeah, it's a random thing, pops up from time to time, and if you don't have the cards, you can still win. If you do have the cards, maybe you have a better chance of winning. Same as the Gladiator summoners and Gladiator cards. Yeah, I mean, if you have level Gladiator cards and you get a Gladiator rule set, you're going to have an advantage at the top levels of the game. And to get those cards, you need to be in a guild, which again is optional and outside of the Modern requirements. So there's a precedent to have a rule set like that in the game for sure.